biggest news we had, of course, from the economic circles is Nigeria's headline inflation. The NBS recorded a drop to 16.05% in October from 18.02%. This latest report by the National Bureau of Statistics indicate a cooling of price pressures after months of sustained inflationary strain. On a month-on-month basis, however, headline inflation is at 0.93%. We saw an increase there, showing a slower pace of price increases compared to previous months. Meanwhile, year-on-year, food inflation remained stable. There was no change in food inflation. That's rather odd, yeah? 16.87, that's what it was in September, and that's what it was in October, according to the NBS. And looking at other parts there, in October, there's the urban inflation, that's dropped also to 15.65, and then rural inflation, that also dropped to 15.86 from 18.65, which is what it was in October. Meanwhile, of course, there are reactions trailing that. One reaction we got from the Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Rewane.
Why that sharp drop? Because there are three things that are playing out at the same time. One, inflation. Two, disinflation, which means a slowing rate of inflation. And at this time last year, the prices have dropped by almost 2% to 16.05%. But one thing that we have to understand is that month-on-month inflation actually increased. But generally speaking, the inflation numbers look impressive. But since we did the rebasing of the inflation numbers in November last year, you are going to see an increase in the year-on-year inflation in November. So since we have gone down from 18.02 all the way to 16.05, this is a 3-year low. Please note that November into December, we're going to see an increase in inflation, not because the prices have increased, but because the base year has changed. And therefore, we're going to see a spike to maybe 18, 19. But that is a one-off trend. What is going to happen in December, the price will remain flat, and in January, they begin to drop again, because in January, traditionally, prices come down, and in January, people are broke because they're paying school fees and all of that. And also, it will coincide with the base effect wearing off